And where this happens, those who are denying there's no need for restructuring or devolution of power to the states will probably see the need for it. So if we can make haste while the sun shines, it might help our country. Each state in Nigeria has its own peculiarities. So it may not be in equal proportion as of today. For instance, certain crops that grow up north may have difficulty surviving down south. And certain crops that also grow down south may not find the fertility necessary to grow up north. Which means the south needs the north, in my view, and the north needs the south. So the concept of any section being a parasite is not really correct, because we are naturally endowed as a nation. And if we look properly inwards to identify those potential areas which we can turn into high productivity and something that can yield revenue, you will find out that we are gifted and we are naturally blessed. But it is our inability, our desire to carry our basket to the center every month and go back with millions and millions of naira. I don't think it's going to continue for so long. Therefore, talking about fiscal federalism, it has to be taken very seriously if we must enjoy the stability which is a prerequisite for the growth and development of a nation such as ours. The other funny thing I just would like to touch on is the issue of general agitation from the last presenter and the discussants. I'm glad I listened very attentively to very interesting points made. My good friend, the former Inspector General of Police, I hope you don't go home with that last answer he gave, that if you obey Mr. President as the symbol of our Nigerian independence, therefore you have obeyed the country. It's not necessarily correct in all cases. Because if you have time to read what the governor of a state has said recently, he revealed, because he was an inner person with the then President OBJ, President Obasanjo, Fayose disclosed a number of things, and to the best of my knowledge, it has not been denied. For instance, the issue of the third term. He said that Mr. President was not really happy as they were flying from Abuja to somewhere, great to yourself. And he made a statement. He got up and sleep. You can read it. It's online now as I'm talking on Sahara Reporters. He quoted Mr. President as saying that Nnamani, that king, cannot go free, unquote. What that means, I don't know. But I want to say that, yes, I presided over the debate, and all that was required was political courage to call a spade a spade. That's all. If I'm to do it again, I'll do the same thing. So, therefore, whether the executive was interested or not, but the amount of money distributed, 50 million naira per person, couldn't have been provided by Nnamani. Any person who has information of my providing it, please speak up. Therefore, Fayose as an INDA member has added an impetus to the debate. Because some people, when they act in private, they are worried if it becomes public knowledge. What will people say? But there's life after office. Therefore, the SSS people, I am very impressed that you organized something like this, that allow people to air their views. Comrade, the former governor of Edo, thank God I'm the chairman here. I won't let him talk more than necessary. I'm sure he has a lot to tell us because he has both the theory and the practice. So, but I will limit him because some of us got some other things to do. On this note, I simply will like to say thank you for inviting me in particular, and for all these erudite people who will contribute tremendously to what you are doing. I have not prepared a formal paper to present, but I just talked in general principles of fiscal federalism and, of course, our country's stability or instability. When we talk about people who are agitating for self-determination, especially the youths who did not participate in the last Civil War, and I think it's just like a Boy Scout jamboree. They don't know, some of them cannot spell what is called, the word called kwashoko. They don't understand it. So you must pardon certain people who make some sweeping statements. But you don't need to clap, please, just hold on. I want to say that it is important to know that the elites that are supposed to speak up are already the victims of the youths, because unfortunately our youths no longer listen to even the crowned Igwes, that is the traditional rulers. Talk less of people that would like to be called the elites. So we are already the victims of the young men. And part of it was created by the federal government. I had the privilege of telling Mr. President before he became really sick that the detention of this young man has conferred on him an illegitimate type of recognition. And now it's too late. So it's not peculiar to the elites from the southeast, as some people are saying. What are they saying? There's no reasonable person who will wish Nigeria to go to another war. There's no reasonable who will do that. Because we don't know who will be the victim. What I know today is that the elites of the southeast are already the victims of the youths. So I think I've spoken enough. Thank you very much.